Hello everyone. Today we're delving into another deeply unsettling case with you. The case of Jenna Burleigh took a dark turn at a friend's birthday party and was discovered in a plastic container outside of town. Assessing a stranger's true intentions based solely on their appearance or initial conversation can be quite challenging. Sometimes a stranger may seem entirely presentable, behave courteously, and at first glance appear to have the best of intentions, offering help. Yet, it is often these very individuals who manage to deceive their chosen victims, leading them to a secluded location with plans to rob, kidnap, exploit, or even take their life. Tragically, the victim often realizes too late that they have fallen into a lethal trap. The story of Jenna Burleigh, an ordinary American student and popular blogger, shook the entire nation in 2017. Thousands of people initially joined the search for the missing girl, clinging to hope that she was still alive. However, when the horrifying truth emerged, it was impossible for anyone to comprehend what had transpired. Jenna had merely gone out to celebrate a friend's birthday, yet that party ended up being the final night of her life. A tragic blend of a misunderstanding, intoxication, and a naive trust in a seemingly charming stranger who offered help led to this devastating outcome. Who exactly was Jenna Burleigh? Born on November 4th, 1994, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Jenna Nicole Burleigh was the second of 4 children to Edward and Jacqueline Burleigh. Her parents met in the late 80s while attending university in Philadelphia, where their mutual affection quickly developed into a lasting relationship. They married in the fall of 1991, and their first child, a daughter named Janelle, was born in 1992. 2 years later, Jenna, the focus of our story, was born, followed by their sons Jeffrey and Jacob. The Burleighs were dedicated to helping others. Jacqueline worked at a nursing home, and Edward was employed at a hospital, specializing in patient rehabilitation following injuries and illnesses. The couple raised their children in an environment of love and mutual respect, striving to provide the best for them. Jenna was always very close to her parents as well as her siblings. She grew up as an active, positive, and energetic girl with a creative flair, strong charisma, and leadership qualities. She was surrounded by friends, excelled academically, participated in the school theater from a young age, and had a great fondness for animals. The Burleigh family was neither affluent nor destitute. They settled in Philadelphia, residing in a spacious home in the tranquil, charming neighborhood of Harleysville. Jenna seamlessly integrated into any social group, quickly making friends and becoming the center of attention. During high school, Jenna aspired to become a fashion designer, experimenting with various looks and styles, often adopting quite extravagant appearances. She frequently wore vibrant makeup, dyed her hair in an array of colors, and embraced different fashion styles, sometimes appearing as a hippie and other times reflecting the emo subculture. She enjoyed standing out from the crowd and encouraged her friends to break away from the mundane as well. Jenna often attended concerts, festivals, and other large events that served as sources of inspiration. As high school drew to a close, Jenna's interests and aspirations began to shift. She now dreamed of a career in film rather than fashion design. She learned the art of creating short films through classes at a local film studio, where her talent quickly became apparent. Jenna approached each storyline and production with a creative flair. At that time, Jenna also joined several social networks, where she actively managed her profiles, sharing her life experiences, interests, and philosophical views on various social issues. Her vibrant and creative personality rapidly garnered a significant following. People enjoyed keeping up with this energetic girl who continually experimented with her appearance and encouraged self-expression. Before long, Jenna had become a popular blogger with several thousand followers. In 2013, the 18-year-old high school graduate enrolled at a prestigious college in sunny Florida, where she pursued media arts and film studies. While studying, Jenna continued to develop her blog, sharing stories about campus life, her studies, community involvement, and social activities with friends. A severe injury and subsequent depression struck on December 20th, 2013. After completing just 1 semester of college, Jenna returned home to celebrate Christmas with her family. By that time, Philadelphia had already experienced snowfall, and the weather was quite harsh. Jenna, unprepared for the contrast from Florida, wore unsuitable footwear, leading her to slip, and fall, resulting in a serious ankle injury before even reaching the house. An X-ray revealed a double fracture with displacement, necessitating surgery and the insertion of special pins and plates. For several months, Jenna was confined to a wheelchair. Unable to bear weight on her foot, she had to relearn how to walk and attended daily physiotherapy sessions. During this period, she also developed pneumonia, which complicated and extended her recovery. Jenna had to take a medical leave from college to focus on her health, which deeply upset her. The only solace she found was in her personal blog, where she shared excerpts from her journal and communicated with her followers. Jenna posted new videos almost daily, answering questions and discussing various topics. As a passionate animal rights advocate, Jenna spoke out against zoos, dolphinariums, and other institutions where animals were kept in captivity and exploited for entertainment. She also highlighted the challenging plight of the homeless, noting that those in warmer climates had it easier compared to Pennsylvania, where individuals without shelter risked freezing on the streets. Additionally, Jenna, who had been engaged in regular charity work, began organizing fundraising efforts to donate essential items to animal and homeless shelters. During her recovery, she started making handmade jewelry, selling it online, and donating all the proceeds to those in need. She actively encouraged her followers to donate unwanted items to charity, emphasizing that what might seem like trash to some could be a valuable treasure for someone less fortunate. The recovery process extended, and Jenna ended up spending nearly a year at home instead of the anticipated few months. During this time, she adopted a dog from a local shelter whom she adored, and frequently mentioned her pet in her blog, sharing stories of their daily adventures together. Despite her seemingly positive outlook, Jenna fell into a deep depression in the fall of 2014. She openly admitted that she could no longer manage on her own and sought professional help from a psychiatrist. Jenna spoke candidly about her mental health challenges, sharing her doctor's recommendations and how her family and pet supported her. Her audience grew significantly during this period, as many young people related to her struggles and appreciated her honesty. In early 2015, Jenna, along with her father and younger brother Jacob, traveled to sunny California. Jenna felt much better, as reflected in her social media posts, and the joyful photos from the ocean shore clearly showed the strong bond she shared with her family. After fully recovering and taking the trip with her family, Jenna decided not to return to Florida, but instead transferred to a school in her hometown, choosing to live at her parents' house. She enrolled at Montgomery County Community College, a suburb of Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Jenna continued to maintain her blog and produce short videos on various topics. In 2017, after earning a bachelor's degree in humanities, Jenna decided to enroll in a university, joining Temple University's School of Film. Since the campus was only a half-hour drive away, she chose not to move into a dormitory, but to stay at her family home. By that time, she had renovated her room and acquired her own car, eliminating the need to rely on family members for transportation to class. At the time of her university enrollment, Jenna was 22 years old, making her 4 to 5 years older than her classmates. Nevertheless, they connected well, enjoying time together, attending concerts, and celebrating birthdays. Temple University, located almost in the heart of the city, is one of the largest higher education institutions in the country. The campus is surrounded by numerous shops, shopping centers, restaurants, pubs, and other venues, making the environment bustling 24/7. Students always have a place to relax and unwind after classes. Classes began at the end of August, and just a few days later, Jenna was involved in a car accident on her way to school. Fortunately, she was wearing her seatbelt and escaped injury, although her car was significantly damaged. From then on, her father or one of her younger brothers usually drove her to school in the mornings. Occasionally, Jenna would stay overnight at friends' houses if she stayed in the city late, always informing her parents in advance. On Wednesday, August 30th, 2017, Jenna's classmate and close friend, Davis, planned to celebrate his birthday at a bar. Jenna was invited to the party and intended to stay overnight at Davis's place so they could head to class together the following morning. That evening, Jenna informed her parents in advance so they wouldn't worry. Jenna, Davis, and 5 other friends had a great time taking photos and posting them on social media. They moved from bar to bar, meeting other friends along the way, who joined their group to celebrate the birthday boy and toast his health. By around 11 p.m., the group had changed considerably, and everyone was quite tipsy. Around midnight, they found themselves in a small sports bar that was crowded with people. The birthday boy had stepped away because his friends had organized a surprise for him, taking him to another venue. He informed Jenna about this and asked her to text him with her arrival time at his apartment for the night. Jenna stayed in the bar with the rest of the group. Several sober individuals offered Jenna a ride or invited her to stay at their place, but she declined, stating that she had already made plans with Davis and would go to his apartment. However, around 1 a.m. friends started leaving, and Jenna didn't notice that everyone who had offered her a place to stay or a ride had vanished. This led to a tragic mix-up. Jenna believed until the last moment that she would be leaving with someone from the bar. She said goodbye to her friends, assuring them she would stay a little longer. When she finally realized what was happening, she found herself sitting alone at the bar with a group of strangers who soon departed as well. The bar was closing at 2 a.m., and Jenna, now alone, began texting Davis, asking him to pick her up. Unfortunately, Davis had fallen asleep at home, and his phone was in another room, so he didn't hear her messages. Jenna attempted to contact other friends, but they were either too intoxicated to respond or didn't hear their phones. Not wanting to trouble her parents and feeling unsafe walking alone through the city at night, Jenna was left in a dire situation. When Davis woke up the next morning, he assumed Jenna had stayed at someone else's place. However, upon checking his phone, he discovered Jenna had tried to call him twice and sent several messages asking for a pickup, with the last message simply stating, "Help me." He attempted to call her back, but her phone was turned off. Davis hoped she would show up at class as usual, but Jenna never appeared. Concerned, Davis reached out to all their friends from the previous night, but none had hosted her. In the afternoon, one of Jenna's friends contacted her parents to check if she had returned home. Upon learning that she hadn't, the friend explained the situation. Within half an hour, Edward and Jacqueline Burleigh rushed to the campus to speak with Jenna's friends and determine who had last seen her and where. With no useful leads, the Burleighs went to the police to report Jenna missing, emphasizing the urgency of the situation due to her distress messages. The police began their search by checking academic buildings and dormitories, but found no sign of Jenna. They then contacted local hospitals, but no women matching Jenna's description had been admitted recently. Witnesses from the previous night confirmed Jenna's last known location was the sports bar. She was wearing blue jeans, a white t-shirt with a motivational slogan, and a light blue hoodie tied around her waist. Her long black hair was braided into pigtails. As Jenna was a well-known blogger, news of her disappearance quickly spread across social media. Thousands of her followers posted appeals for information and assistance in locating her. When the police visited the bartender remembered Jenna as the girl with braids who stayed late and appeared drunk and confused, constantly texting and calling someone. The signal from her phone was last detected in the same neighborhood around 2 a.m. Surveillance footage from the bar showed Jenna alone at the bar, drinking a cocktail and sending messages. Around 1 a.m. a man approached her, started a conversation, and bought her a drink. They sat together for about 20 minutes before leaving the bar just before closing time, appearing quite intoxicated. The bartender recognized the man as Joshua Harpeters, a regular customer. Joshua had shown particular interest in Jenna, buying her drinks and persistently inviting her to his place. Joshua, who was 29 and had previously attended Temple University but never graduated, lived just 5 minutes from the bar. He shared an apartment with his friend, Jack Miley. When police finally reached Joshua, he claimed he was too drunk to remember anything about the girl from the bar. He agreed to come in for questioning, but soon after, his phone was turned off. The police visited his apartment where Jack Miley was present. Jack described their night at the bar and said he had left Joshua with a girl and gone home to give them privacy. Jack admitted to going straight to bed and not hearing when Joshua returned or if he was alone. The following day, Joshua began cleaning the kitchen, appearing anxious and showing fresh scratches and a deep cut on his hand. He claimed he had fallen into bushes while drunk. He then disappeared, taking some belongings with him, and turned off his phone. The apartment had a second exit leading to the backyard, where investigators found sandals with strange brownish stains and paper towels stained with what appeared to be blood. The kitchen also had a strong smell of cleaning chemicals, with empty cleaning product bottles scattered on the floor. These findings raised significant concerns, leading authorities to consider Joshua the main suspect. Further investigation into Joshua's background revealed he was from Philadelphia and had experienced a traumatic childhood after losing his father. He had legal issues related to drug distribution, burglary, and assaults on women. The FBI joined the investigation, determining that Joshua's phone had last been active in Wayne County, about 230 miles north of Philadelphia, near a lake where his grandmother lived. Joshua was eventually apprehended at his grandmother's house. He appeared calm and did not resist, maintaining he didn't remember anything about the night of August 31st due to being drunk. Upon questioning, Joshua continued to claim he fell into bushes and left for a family visit before classes started. When confronted with evidence that he was not enrolled in any university, he demanded a lawyer. Meanwhile, investigators at Joshua's Philadelphia apartment found traces of blood on the floor, plumbing, and in the trash can. They also found several bags of prohibited substances and about $20,000 in cash. During the search, detectives found a black bag in the trash containing a light blue hoodie, a t-shirt with slogans, a sports bra, and a black hair tie with dark strands of hair. The clothing closely resembled what Jenna was wearing the day she disappeared and had bloodstains, further diminishing hopes of finding her alive. On September 2nd, Joshua's stepfather reported a suspicious heavy container Joshua had left in the garage. The stepfather found the container to be unusually heavy and gave off a strange odor. After Joshua was apprehended, a search of his grandmother's house found no suspicious items, and the fate of the container remained unknown. Authorities suspected it might have been disposed of in a lake. On September 3rd, the stepfather discovered the container in a shed on the property. Inside, he found the mutilated, naked body of a young woman. He immediately called the police, who quickly identified the remains as Jenna Burleigh's. Her parents were devastated upon confirmation. Investigators found that Joshua had lured Jenna to his apartment after plying her with more alcohol. When Jenna realized she was trapped, she tried to seek help by sending messages, but no one responded. At his apartment, Joshua assaulted Jenna, attempting to force her into intimacy. She fought back, scratching him and cutting his hand with a knife, but he overpowered her, eventually strangling her to death. He then placed her body in a container and cleaned the crime scene. The autopsy revealed Jenna died from mechanical asphyxiation, with numerous abrasions, bruises, and signs of intimate assault. The blood found on the shoes and paper towels in the apartment matched Jenna's, and her hair was found on the hair tie in the trash. The trial began in spring 2019, a year and a half after the crime. Despite the overwhelming evidence, Joshua refused a plea deal, and his defense attempted to shift blame onto Jenna. After 9 days of hearings, Joshua was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to life imprisonment, eligible for parole only after 60 years.
Thanks for watching. Click on the pop-up video for brutal crime scene. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more shocking stories.